Elytra Sotorra's post-action report was clean, efficient, and successful. The spatial anomalies at the Axholm facility were contained, and House Sotorra's shipment of interdimensional drow poison was secure. But her boss, the gnomish sage KP, ignored the facility's success and the retrieved cargo. He cut her off mid-sentence. KP was fixated on a single name logged in the incident report, Valphine Sotorra. To a statistician obsessed with interplanar economics, the collision of two estranged drow sisters from the Underdark at this specific coordinate is a mathematical impossibility, a flaw that breaks his multiplanar model. For KP, a flawed model requires a hard reset. He prepared to scrap his entire cosmic engineering timeline to recalculate for this single rogue variable. Elytra realized she couldn't explain the Axholm incident as random family drama. If she wanted to save her operation, she had to use cold, mathematical data to prove that this reunion was actually entirely predictable. She countered KP's panic by mapping out the data. Valphine's arrival on the surface was the result of a predictable macro-catalyst equation. It starts with variable A, abyssal displacement. When Gromth Benray's spell failed, it triggered a demonic invasion, leveling entire districts of Menzoberranzan. For drow houses focused on survival, the mathematical vector pointed strictly away from the abyss. That meant pushing upward toward the surface. KK objected, noting the lethal nature of the sunlit surface to drow biology. In response, Electra introduced variable B, her sister's specific psychological profile. Valphine had a documented attraction to controlled pain. When she first reached the surface, the searing agony of the overbright sun didn't kill her. Her brain processed the stimulus as a divine experience. This physiological response drove her to the Church of Lathander. The clergy welcomed the devoted convert, embedding the drow refugee within human civilization. Valphine's presence on the surface was the mathematically sound outcome of her psychological data reacting to planar displacement. With Valphine on the surface, Electra shifted the analysis to macroeconomics. Following the giant uprisings, Lord Nevermember established new fiscal policies to clear the hinterlands. Nevermember issued decrees offering bounties and untaxed plunder to independent adventurers. This established variable C, the economic funnel. Valphine had attached herself to a desperate adventuring party. Their movements were strictly governed by these economic incentives. Then came the final variable. Electra's machine at Axholm began creating spatial distortions in the region. The local authorities reacted exactly as the macroeconomic model predicted. They dispatched the nearest available cheap labor, Valphine's party, directly into the anomaly. Valphine's party entered Axholm right as Electra was initiating her extraction protocol, causing a physical collision between the two operations. Macroeconomic funnels and KP's own planar anomalies acted as absolute gravitational forces. The meeting of the two sisters was a predictable convergence. Electra presented the closed logic loop. The Sotorra collision was a validated data point proving KP's multiplanar optimum model was functioning as designed. KP still fixated on the chaotic details of the fight. He demanded to know about the blinding curse Valphine cast and the vials of drow poison dropped during the escape. Electra classified those sibling interactions as irrelevant local social cohesion friction. This noise was sifted out of the macro model's integrity report. Satisfied that his mathematical models were intact, KP instantly lost interest in Valphine. He dropped the inquiry and returned his focus to the grand cosmic engineering scheme. By weaponizing KP's own obsession with data, Electra successfully buried her messy family drama under bureaucratic statistics, protecting her position and the timeline of the multiversal project.